phase one of elections, the battle for Bengal is now being fought not just through rallies, but through symbols, identity and political imagery. This morning, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was on the Hooghly, seated on a wooden boat with the Vidyasagar Setu behind him. He had a camera in his hand, an image that is as political as it is visual. In his own words, in fact, he said, the Ganga flows through the soul of Bengal. Now, this is not just cultural outreach. It is a strategic attempt to root the BJP in Bengal's civilizational identity to counter the long-standing outsider tag. As the Prime Minister made his way towards the boat on the Hooghly, the air filled with chants of Jai Shri Ram, and in a highly polarized Bengal, that slogan is never just a spontaneous cheer. It carries a deep political message. And viewers, now we have a reaction coming in from the Trinamool Congress. Trinamool Congress is now mocking Prime Minister's Ganga outreach. In fact, TMC has hurled a political tourist jibe at Prime Minister Narendra Modi, reminding the Prime Minister of Chhat Puja visit. In fact, photo Mantri cancelled visit then. This is what the Trinamool Congress has said. So this is the latest update that we are getting for you at this point in time. These are the visuals of the Prime Minister from earlier today. He is still in Bengal and now ahead of phase two. What we are witnessing is a war of words on the visit of the Prime Minister, and these visuals clearly wherein Prime Minister Narendra Modi can be seen on a boat, and he is also surrounded by people, and this is a very iconic place for Kolkata. Now, there is a response that has come in from the Trinamool Congress. TMC is mocking Prime Minister's Ganga outreach. TMC, in fact, has hurled a political tourist jibe at the Prime Minister, and TMC, through this post, in fact, has reminded the Prime Minister of Chhat Puja visit. So there you can see TMC has put out another picture wherein the water is quite dirty, and this is the comparison that the Trinamool Congress is now drawing via this picture that TMC has put out. Pradita, my colleague, is now joining us live right now for more on this. Pradita, give us more details about the attack that has now come in from the Trinamool Congress for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Two pictures TMC has now put out to compare the situation in Kolkata.
Well, first we see that TMC earlier, Mr. Mamata Banerjee had taken a jibe on the Prime Minister on the Jalmuri context. And now today morning, when Prime Minister was visiting Ganga, he was taking a tour over Ganges. And the government has taken a jibe after stating over the Prime Minister, stating that how the double engine Sarkar, under the double engine Sarkar, the Yamuna is polluted. They have been given a picture of the fumed, the Yamuna, where we can see a lot of bubbles. I said that look at the double engine Sarkar's Yamuna on one side, and on the other side, look at TMC's Ganga. The clean picture of Ganga has been projected as the picture of Prime Minister was taken on the Hooghly River. We also see on the other side a woman out there was standing in a fumed Yamuna, where a picture was compared under the double engine Sarkar. Now we see that this is not for the first time this jibe has been taken by the Trinamool Congress, but earlier also we have seen the Jhalmoni context where the Chief Minister
Kritita, thank you very much for the moment for joining us with your inputs on this story. In fact, this post is very, very interesting that TMC has now put out. TMC has called Prime Minister Photo Mantri, and he said, TMC saying earlier the Photo Mantri had to cancel his Chhat Puja prayers in Delhi after his Yamuna stunt was exposed as a purified artificial pond created just for the cameras, while the real river remained a toxic sewer. Embarrassed and exposed, he flew down to Bengal, TMC says, to fulfill his ritualistic photo op quota. Fine, do as many Nautanki boat rides as you want, but the Ganga of public anger flowing upstream now, straight towards your sinking boat. So this is the attack coming in from the Trinamool Congress towards Prime Minister Narendra Modi over his boat ride earlier today. Now, viewers, the voter tsunami in phase 1 has rewritten the rule book in Bengal. A staggering 92% plus turnout, the highest ever since independence, has turned this election into something far bigger than routine polling. Across 152 seats, over 3.6 crore voters stepped out in unprecedented numbers, breaking records that go back decades. And to put that in perspective, the previous peak was 84.6%, and that happened in 2011. The election that brought a regime change. So will this high turnout also bring a regime change? We don't know. But these numbers clearly have a story in them. This time, Bengal has gone nearly 8 percentage points higher. And the most striking detail, women voters have outnumbered men, with female turnout touching 92.69% as compared to 90.92% for men. Simply put, 9 out of 10 voters have come out to vote in the first phase of Bengal. And this is not just participation. This is mobilization at scale. Union Home Minister Amit Shah is calling it a mandate for change, predicting a massive parivartan, and going further to claim that the BJP is going to win over 110 out of 152 seats in phase 1. Now that's roughly 72% of the seats, a claim that signals confidence of a saffron surge. Listen in.
और मैं स्पष्ट रूप से आपको बताना चाहता हूं, 152 सीटों में से 110 से ज्यादा सीटें भारतीय जनता पार्टी जीतने जा रही है। इसका मतलब है कि दूसरे चुनाव चरण को मिलाकर हम प्रचंड बहुमत के साथ बंगाल में शुद्ध रूप से भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बनाने वाले हैं।
And viewers, in 2021, across these 152 seats, the Trinamool Congress won 92 with a vote share of 46.9%, while the BJP secured 59 seats with 39.65% vote share. So what Amit Shah is projecting is not just a gain, it's a massive jump from 59 seats to over 110. The BJP's interpretation is straightforward. 92% turnout means wave election. With participation at its highest level, the party believes that this surge reflects a silent but decisive shift in the voter mood. Amit Shah also thanked the Election Commission and central forces, even claiming that violence has significantly reduced compared to previous elections, strengthening the argument that voters are stepping out more freely than before.
मुझे तो सुनामी दिख रही है भाई, और मुझे लगता है कि बहुत बड़े मार्जिन के साथ सीटें भी बढ़ेगी और सीट जीतने का मार्जिन भी बढ़ेगा। कल मैं मध्यम ग्राम में गया था, रात को जो नजारा दिखा है, मध्यम ग्राम में मैं चौथी बार प्रचार करने के लिए गया, पहली बार नहीं गया हूं। मध्यम ग्राम में रोड शो बहुत, मतलब मेरी कल्पना से बहुत बड़ा था।
Now, viewers, if you break down this massive turnout district by district, a very interesting pattern begins to emerge. And it's one that raises a key question. Did the SIR exercise actually drive this voter surge? because across Bengal, the turnout has jumped sharply as compared to 2021. But this spike is happening alongside significant voter deletions. So let's decode this very interesting data for you. We're decoding the Bengal turnout for you. Did SIR drive a voter surge? Now let's talk about Darjeeling. In 2021, it was 76.5%. In 2026, 88.4% has been the voter turnout. And the SIR deletion number is very important. 1.82 lakh names were deleted. Then you've got Jalpaiguri. Just see the increase in voter turnout from 2021 to 2026, from 86% to 94%. And number of deletions, 1.94 lakhs, almost 2 lakhs there. If you talk about Cooch Behar, 84.8% was it was in 2021. In 2026, of course, it jumped to 95.1%, which is the highest among all of these. The voter deletion count is 1.72 lakh. Then if you look at Kalimpong, 71% was the turnout in 2021. But if you see in 2026, it surged to 92.9%. 1.92 lakh was the number of deletions this time. And Alipurduar, 83.2%. Was there in 2021. It jumped to 91.4%. The SIR deletion count was also much higher at 1.35 lakh. In North Dinajpur, this is interesting, 3.5 lakh. That's the number of deletions. And just see, despite so many votes or voters getting deleted, just see how the voter turnout has risen from 79.5% in 2021 to 93.3%. This is unprecedented, and this is going to really make a lot of difference. For whom? That remains to be seen. Will it lead to continuity or change? We will get to know on 4th of May. But if you look at South Dinajpur, from 85% it has gone up to 95%. The number of voter deletion is 1.72 lakh. In Malda, 81.3% was the turnout in 2021. It went up to 93.4%. And if you just look at the SIR deletions here, 4 lakhs. Despite that, the voter turnout has gone up sharply. In Murshidabad, the story is no different, from 82 to 93 odd percent. Birbhum, 85 to 94%. Bankura, 85 to 91%. And in Purulia as well, 81 to 90%. And if you look at the deletions here, again, very, very high numbers there. Then in West Burdwan, East Midnapur, West Midnapur and Jhargram as well, the SIR deletion count is really high, 3.62 lakh for West Burdwan. But see the increase in voter turnout there. East Midnapur, 1.23 voters deleted, and 87.2% was the voter turnout in 2021. It went up to 90.6%. Same story there for West Midnapur and in Jhargram as well, where 43.8 thousand voters, their names were deleted. But see, despite that, despite the deletion, we have seen a sharp surge in voter turnout there. So this is the story of SIR, how there have been deletions and also there has been an increase in voter turnout. We have some